Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rio, and we got the next lesson. This time, we are going to be focusing on slows. The main slows are going to be the slows from Exeter and Emmett. Emmett, you get from Privateers, and then Exeter is the Crown Shop version of it, okay? He has slows. He has Maelstrom, which is a 50% slow. He has Hurricane, which is a 33% slow for 5 turns. This one's 3 turns. 3 for 5 turns, and then a 25 for 5 turns. Exeter and Emmett are the absolute meta right now in 3v3 and really team PvP in general, 2v2, especially like on Musketeer and Witch Doctor and 1v1. Yeah, they're just a really good unit overall. Now, this is not like a companion setup video or anything, but I will very quickly show you the setup that I have on Exeter right here for my Witch Doctor, just in case you want to copy that over. You can also replace 2 ranks of Overwatch for 2 double depths. Pretty standard setup overall. But we're going to be focusing on these slows. Exeter is a great unit, and I would honestly recommend for your 3v3 team running around 3 Exeters, or Emmets. Exeters and or Emmets, right? So, you can run like 3. I normally run 3. Sometimes I'll run 4. Sometimes I'll go down to 2. But for the most part, I'm usually going to run about 3 Exeters. These slows, I'll show you how they work in a second in like an actual 3v3 type of like situation, right? But essentially, you have to have line of sight for the slow. So just do make sure you have line of sight. Do make sure you pay attention to that. It's a 3x3 radius, so you can slow up to 9 units with it. By the way, slows do not stack, just to be 100% clear on that. Very good utility for stalling out the enemy. It allows you to charge without them being able to counter charge. Or if you don't really want to charge and you don't want them charging you yet, you want to stall it out. Get like your Morn Songs and your big guns and all of like your early game abilities off, you can use slows to stall them a bit, right? The only real counter to slows is Dispel Magic, which I have right here. Dispel Magic, it'll remove all the negative effects in the area, right? So that is the one thing you do have to watch out for, is that you do not just get dispelled and lose for that, right? With your slows. Be very, very careful with that. So yeah, slows, very, very good utility. They're great at stopping people from charging. Now I'm going to hop on the sigil with 6 of my accounts here real quick and just show you a quick, I guess, I don't know, example of like where the slows are, how the line of sights work, and like what targets are going to be, you know, important to slow, I guess, right? All right, so as we get into the actual game, this is just, by the way, to be very clear, this is not a real match. I just have 6 of my accounts pulled up. I'm just showing you guys some examples. I'm just showing you how the slows work and how they work, and how the targets work. So let me just pass on my other accounts real quick. I'll just move into a musket line just to... Alright, so here we are. Now, Exeter, he's got slows, okay? He has Maelstrom, Hurricane, and Gale. We already went over what they did, but now I want to show you how the line of sight works. So any pillars... any obstacles like that, barricades, will stop the line of sight of slows. Alright, so you can use barricades to counter slows. I'll have an actual video just on barricades at some point. But yes, you can use barricades, and also just pay attention to this. So if Exeter is, for example, behind this pillar, he's not going to be able to slow any of these units at all. So in terms of units we can slow, you can see the line of sights right here. It's all about line of sight, learning your line of sights, how it works, and all that. Now, the important units to slow is Nausicaas and Contessas. So, oh, I just realized I only brought 2 otters. I just kind of brought random units. But I'm not actually like a real match. But like, you know, I would want to slow Nausicaas and Contessas. Probably Nausicaa first. Musketeer Pirates are important to slow. Witch Doctor Pirates. Any pirates that are not privateers are important to slow so that they cannot charge you, right? There's a lot of very important units to slow. Contessas can be important to slow, especially once they use their hide. It's very important to slow them. And overall, slows are just really, really good. So I recommend you bring... this is not a good example. I just brought some random units. But if you are like in a serious match, I recommend you bring, you know, about 3 otters, give or take, you know, maybe 2 or maybe 4. But I would say 3 is probably a good amount. And just slow the Nausicaas, or like your first priority. Nausicaas and... specifically Musketeer Pirates are your first priority, and then or Buccaneers, and then second priority is me slowing like the Witch Doctor, the Swashbuckler, the Contessas, and then third priority is going to be just slowing like the musketeers, right? You want to slow the chargers first and the pirates that are going to be charging up, and then slowing whatever other units you want is fine. So yeah, that concludes this brief lesson. I just wanted to go over slows real quick. Now the one other thing I want to talk about real quick, as I just flee and rejoin, there's one other slow I want to talk about, and it is this Widow's Touch. It's a 5-turn 50% slow, only on one unit. I usually have it at around slot like 36 or so. Like, I never use this card, but it is a slow that some witch doctors do like to use, especially if you're not running as many otters. So just something to point out. Yep, that is lesson, I believe, 3, the slows. No, sorry, lesson 4. That is the lesson on slows. Bring otters, they're cheesy as heck, and slow everyone down. Alright,